Hi, BookTube. It is unseasonably warm in England, among other places, these last few days. Because of this, the person who watches television has kindly offered to let me record this sideline video here in the lounge because it's just a little bit cooler. And it is September, in spite of what the temperature is saying. It's my first September as a BookTube newbie, and I noticed that my subscription feed is filling up with content about William Shakespeare, which is very exciting. It appears there is some kind of Shakespeare tag that makes the rounds every September. This year it's the Shakespeare Journey tag. Now, this video, it's not going to be doing the Shakespeare Journey tag. You know me, I can't seem to fit in, conform. I mean, unless you count doing one of the 11 questions as doing the tag, but I don't. I think that's cheating. I wanted to talk about a very specific Shakespeare product. It's a product that I did not think would still be around, but I did an online search, and that tells me that old copies still exist. I'm amazed. I am talking about a 5-box set which included 25 long play vinyl records and the accompanying booklets with the script, which was issued in 1962 by Odhams Books Limited, which was in London. Now, the full set was called, as the picture you see says, Living Shakespeare. Each record was a dramatic, abridged recording of one of Shakespeare's plays, with some names that are worthy of name-dropping in the casting, like Richard Burton, Vanessa Redgrave, Michael Redgrave, Vivian Leigh, Peggy Ashcroft, and Peter Finch. Now, when I was young, and I had to work this out the other day, how young exactly, but I would have been between 7 and 14 years old. I listened to these records. My parents had the full box set. Don't know how they got it, but I bet you my grandparents probably had something to do with it, and I'm sure it came via mail order from England, or maybe there was a Canadian distributor selling through record stores. But this was how I first encountered Shakespeare, not in school as a reading assignment, but with headphones on and lounging in front of my parents' stereo system. If I were doing the Shakespeare Journey tag, just say, I would only be interested in question number 10, which is, what tips would you give to intimidated readers coming to Shakespeare for the first time? And I would say the best thing is not to read Shakespeare. I mean, that might sound crazy, but it's not really. Think about, in Shakespeare's lifetime, almost nobody in Shakespeare's lifetime read Shakespeare. Yeah, the actors who performed his plays, they would only receive their lines written on prompt notes. They didn't have full scripts. Only 2 plays were ever printed for sale while Shakespeare was alive. I think that was Titus Andronicus, and I can't remember the year, and Love's Labour's Lost in 1598. Don't know why I remember that one. But the number printed would have been extremely small. As we know, very few people could read either. So even if the print one had been larger, wouldn't have necessarily meant more readers. So in Shakespeare's lifetime, most people just saw Shakespeare and heard Shakespeare. They didn't read Shakespeare. So I would say performance is the best way to encounter Shakespeare for the first time. I would go further than that. I would insist that you go out of your way to find a good performance if you can, which doesn't mean having to buy expensive theater tickets. It would be better, in my opinion, to delay seeing a live theater performance until you're familiar with the play that you're going to see, because you cannot always hear or see perfectly from a theater seat. Better to watch or listen to something that you can rewind and replay. So right now there are some excellent resources on YouTube, and I'm just going to talk about a few of them. The first one is the Shakespeare Network. You can listen to audio performances of all the plays, as well as all the COVID lockdown readings of Shakespeare's sonnet that Patrick Stewart did. I don't know if you're familiar with those. The National Theatre at Home also allows you to rent a video performance over 3 days for £7.99. Now that is less than $10 US, so that's pretty reasonable. Also, I would look out on YouTube for any educational performances that are staged by the Royal Shakespeare Company under the banner First Encounters, right? The full version of King Lear is available to view for free right now, and I think they do a fantastic job of presenting the set and the character costumes and delivering the lines so that they help you with comprehension. They're actually thinking you are hearing this for the first time. It's all strange. It's all new. So they're thinking about that in the way they present the play. And I think you could understand the play and follow it with having absolutely no knowledge beforehand. Okay, so those are just the resources that I know about. If anyone watching this video knows about other good quality, inexpensive ways to watch or listen to Shakespeare performances, I think you should give a shout out in the comments so that other people can take advantage, because that is how you're going to get friendly with Shakespeare and lose that intimidation. By the time you then go to the text, you already will probably love a play, and that makes it so much easier. Now, I suppose there is one other Shakespeare Journey tag question that tempts me, and it's the invitation to deliver my favorite speech or soliloquy from one of the plays. I would like to close with the words of my favorite melancholic, Jacques, from As You Like It, Act 2, Scene 7. All the world's a stage, and all the men and women merely players. They have their exits and their entrances. And one man in his time plays many parts, his acts being 7 ages. The first, the infant, mewling and puking in the nurse's arms. Then, the whining schoolboy with his satchel and his shining morning face, creeping like snail unwillingly to school. And then the lover, sighing like a furnace, with a woeful ballad made to his mistress' eyebrow. Then a soldier, full of strange oaths and bearded like the pard, jealous in honour, sudden and quick in quarrel, seeking the bubble reputation even in the cannon's mouth. And then the justice, with full round belly, with a good capon lined, with eyes severe and beard of formal cut, full of wise saws and modern instances, and so he plays his part. The 6th age slips into the lean and slippered pantaloon, with spectacles on nose and pouch on side, his youthful hose, well saved, a world too wide for his shrunk shank, and his big manly voice, turning again to childish treble, pipes and whistles in his sound. Last scene of all, that ends this strange, eventful history, is second childishness and mere oblivion. Sans teeth, sans eyes, sans taste, sans everything. Thanks for joining me, BookTube. Take care. Bye-bye.